The last fireside chat for today is going to be a talk about Techdemocracy startup. So for this, I'm going to invite on stage Ciprian Borodescu, MorphL founder and CEO, and Veronika Pistykur, Bridge Budapest CEO. Ciprian, Veronika, please. One mic right there, and another one.
Thank you. I think you are the first. I just listened to you first now. I thought you have a pitch, a kind of
yeah, I have
presentation.
A presentation. Do you also have one?
No.
No? Okay.
I just have questions to you.
Okay, awesome.
And thanks for everyone who stayed before the party.
Yeah. So this is just going to be like a 2-3 minutes presentation. I'm Ciprian Borodescu. I'm co-founder and CEO at MorphL, where we use machine learning to predict user behaviors in mobile and web applications with the end goal of increasing engagement and conversion rates by enabling personalized user experience. We started at the beginning of this year when we got a grant from Google Digital News Initiative. And a month ago, we also got another grant from European Data Incubator. Now, I prepared two very basic use cases because we do not have a lot of time. So the first one is with press1.ro. Some of you might know it. They are interested in increasing user engagement and decreasing visitor churn. So what we did for them was to connect to their Google Analytics account and classify visitors based on their probability to churn into loyal, neutral, churning, and lost. And based on these thresholds, Press1 was able to personalize the user experience directly within their website. For example, they would choose to display a certain call to action, like donate, only to loyal visitors. Or they would choose to display a prompt to access push notifications only to neutral users that were most likely to subscribe to their push notifications. The second use case is with another partners of ours, JOT Internet Media. They're a Spanish company. They manage over 5 billion search keywords. And they wanted us to classify those keywords into user search intent: informational, navigational, transactional. Of course, with the end goal of optimizing their ad copy and increase click-through rate. So here's what we did for them. So as an account manager at JOT in the MorphL dashboard, you would connect to your Google Ads account, select the predictive model that you want to use, and you're pretty much done. You will immediately start seeing search keywords with their predicted user intent. And based on the API, both JOT and JOT's customers can personalize the user experience directly within their mobile and web application. Say, for example, if they know that a certain user intent is transactional, then they can offer a discount code to help with that conversion. Now, these two use cases are currently piloting, and even though we are still in the very early innings, meaning that we need more data, the projections are positive with double-digit movements in their engagement and conversion rates. And another thing that I want to mention is that these are only two of the many use cases and data sources that are supported with MorphL. And since we also have an open source version of this on GitHub, you can, well, try it out on your own. And I guess that's about it. Thank you so much for the opportunity of presenting MorphL in front of you. Yeah, looking forward to your questions. Yeah.
I think many of you might be interested about the tech part of this, but I am very interested in the personal part because I lead an organization which is called Bridge Budapest. This is an NGO, and we really believe in entrepreneurship, conscious entrepreneurship, and the entrepreneurs who can somehow control and save democracy. And we heard a lot about technology and democracy previously, some pessimist viewpoints.
Yeah.
So what's your aspect? I really believe that you believe that technology can somehow help or support democracy, but how, and is this your belief?
Yeah, so I mean, it was, first of all, it was really entertaining to see Dragos, going out to Google and Adobe, and all the big guys. At the end of the day, Google, through the Digital News Initiative, is actually funding journalism, quality journalism, and project and tech in this space. So this is why we actually got the grant for
many
them.
people are very skeptic about the goodwill behind. What do you think?
Well, our take on this is that the entire technology is open source. So first of all, we want to enable developers to actually have access to the code and to use it and to basically contribute further into integrating the AI or machine learning within their products. Now, like every other technology, that can be used for good or for bad. And since it's open source, we do not have yet control over how they are using our technology. But then again, we also have a software as a service, which is a more commercial, the commercial side of MorphL, and that's where we can control things, and that's where. Yeah.
But I have seen also that you are crowdfunding somehow, so you ask people to donate your activities. So that was a surprise for me. Do you think people care? That's why you chose this, or this is more philosophical?
Well, to be honest, nobody donated yet, so it's just the way things run on open source. It's our way to actually be transparent, how we fund MorphL, the open source version, and we also allow people or developers to donate, to contribute via Open Collective, for example, which is a platform similar to Patreon, maybe some of you know, where you can see the funding and you can see the expenses. It's as simple as that.
How much did you get?
Oh no, again, nobody actually.
It's no money, just technical support.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
You have a favorite quote. I found it somewhere. I just have to open. But can you tell us what your favorite quote from Jim Carrey?
So the effect you have on people is the.
I will let you know.
Yeah, the bigger currency there is. Yeah. Do you have it?
Yeah, I have it.
Exactly.
The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. And, in 2015, what I did was to start a developer group, a JavaScript community in Romania called Bucharest.js. Started on the 1st of April 2015. And by the end of the year, we grew to 1,000 members. And right now we are over 3,000, which makes it one of the biggest communities, JavaScript communities in Eastern Europe, at least. And that's how I understand being involved in the community, developer community, because I was a developer myself, even though I'm, right now doing mostly the business side and talking. But I want to be close to smart people, and that's my way of actually, helping developers understand both the product and the business side. Not only Bucharest.js, but after that, I got involved with JS Hacks, which is a hackathon for JavaScript developers. And guess what? This year we had an edition of the hackathon JavaScript and AI. That was interesting.
So, if I understand, you are not pessimist around the issue that technology can somehow destroy democracy.
I would say that I'm realist. I'm a realistic person. I'm sure that technology will be used for both for good and for bad. I mean, it's enough to look in the history and to see it's just how human beings are. Again, in terms of machine learning and AI, I think we are still in the very, very early innings. And based on just this year, so I had conversations with companies that have a lot of data, but they don't know what to do with the data. Then again, there are companies that know what to do with it, but they don't have the data. So.
Yeah, that's part of my question. That you are building community, a very big one from developers, but it doesn't mean that those people are on your side with technology and democracy issue. Do you feel sometimes alone with this mission somehow? Not building the community, not the developer community, but being alone as an entrepreneur who believes in both and the good side?
Well, every now and then, we do have our trolls. But again, as long as you have influencers in any community, it's not only about the tech community. If you have influencers and if you do a lot of education and you have events and you talk about that, then things might fall organically into place. That's my belief. And this is something that also not only us as volunteers, because look, I'm doing this community thing as a pure volunteer, but also companies have to invest in educating people, not doing events or stuff like that just for the sake of HR, you know.
But this is somehow your volunteer, you mean? But you have a core business. It's opticals. And so is this MorphL a side project or a volunteer-based thing, or do you want to have business out of it?
Yeah, so we started, so at the beginning of this year when we got the grant from Google Digital News Innovation, we had to take a decision of kind of putting opticals on hold, right? We started experimenting with MorphL. This, strategically speaking, this year was for us to prove ourselves that we can grow a team around machine learning, data scientists, AI, because it was really different than what we used to do before, even though at Opticals we were working with publishers. So I can say that we built on Opticals, past history, and developed MorphL. And in only 1 year, MorphL already surpassed in funding and opportunities what we've been doing at Opticals for several years.
What are your KPIs with MorphL?
Right now, the KPIs are only linked to technical side because we're developing the technology. And 2019 for us is the year where we want to monetize this, because every open source project out there that has been developed is actually backed by a sustainable company, right? And the open source community wants that. And we want to make money out of this, obviously.
Yeah, so that's the question, obviously. So when will you be satisfied? Because you composed that this is a kind of experiment. No. So but you composed this way.
Yeah, well,
probably you didn't mean this.
I mean, it was an experiment at the beginning of this year, in the first part. But then when we realized, I mean, we started in the context of Google D&I, we started talking with publishers, but we got approached by e-commerce businesses, transportation, gaming companies, and we were like, okay, there's something happening over here, and we actually have to do something about it. We can do it. Because my belief is that in the Eastern European region, especially, there's a lot of technical talent. And when I presented to the, JavaScript community, the project that I was being involved with MorphL, I said, like, guys, this is our opportunity, and I'm putting the Google D&I funding that we got in front of you. Let's all build an open source project that starts in Eastern Europe. I mean, this is amazing, right? Because we see a lot of open source frameworks starting in US, in Western Europe. Maybe the culture, the open source culture, is not here yet. But it's about education, it's about time. And, yeah.
So the result is that your belief is not weaker but stronger now after the beginning of this experiment,
yeah.
Which is not experiment anymore.
Yeah, 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 definitely, definitely.
When will you be satisfied?
Well, there's also there's always a struggle in me between the entrepreneur, because I want to make money, of course, and I want to. But there's also the volunteer or NGO kind of guy in me that I want to have impact.
Impact and money, so both.
Yeah, exactly. So probably I'll be satisfied when I have both.